Hey everybody, this is Rex Bear with Leak Project. You see this picture to the corner here? I'm just going to make it big here for a second. Who's that guy? Doesn't that look a lot like Donald Trump? And doesn't that look a lot like an airplane with a whole bunch of tanks inside of it where the seating used to be? It's like they pulled a bunch of seats out and put a bunch of tanks in there for stratosphere aerosol injections. Now, I'm not saying it's a plane that's spraying stratosphere aerosol injections. I'm not saying that's Donald Trump in there. I'm saying it looks a lot like Donald Trump, and it looks a lot like a stratosphere aerosol injection fitted plane, in my opinion. So what do you guys think about that? Here's another picture. These are all androids, though. None of them are real. These are all stunt doubles. These are robots, and they do what they are told. And this picture right here, this is totally normal, okay? These aren't chemtrails, you guys. You're a conspiracy theorist if you think these are chemtrails. I mean, yes, I know it looks like they're dissipating and blocking the sun, but, you know, it's all normal and totally natural. It's completely natural and normal. And it's days like these that you just say, I sure do miss these guys because they loved us so much. I mean, didn't they? Don't they look just amazing? I think they're getting ready to go dancing and have a cup of tea. Well, I know people that miss these two a lot. And they just look so beautiful, don't they? Anyway, I am deviating from the discussion of chemtrails. And they don't exist, right? I forgot. They're not real. This picture right here, this is just a conspiracy. This is all highly concentrated swamp gas from Uranus. Nothing to see here. Now, I want to add to that, I've got some patent numbers of the non-existent chemtrails that are not blocking the sun. I've got patents, but that's all just a conspiracy too. And also, I've got the CIA website pulled up where the director talks about stratosphere aerosol injections. That's just a conspiracy too. Because anybody can make a website, according to this guy that left a link to a YouTube video that he wanted me to watch. He said, watch this YouTube video. He'll show you how the websites that are out there are all fake. Everything's fake except for this YouTube video, and the earth is absolutely flat. Just read the Bible. It says so. Okay, I'm doing it again. Now, I want to share with you this right here. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Isn't it awesome that the Rothschilds own a 70% stake in the Weather Channel? I mean, that makes me feel a lot better because I know how much they love us and how much they care about us. And here's an art, you can read about it right now. The Weather Central, a lot of you probably already know this, is a private company that provides weather data and production tools to the media industry. Has about 180 employees, 70 meteorologists. It's the largest provider of broadcast interactive web weather solutions for media companies in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the Philippines. Weather Central has about 400 broadcast television clients in 21 countries. Now, this was back in 2011, and in 2011, Rothschild LLC investment company acquired a 70% stake in the Weather Channel. I wonder why. And then you read about the director explaining, this is the CIA.gov website right now, you can read about it. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployable SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. Yeah, that's relatively inexpensive. That's more than some nations make and, produce, I should say, or are having an opportunity to produce. Now, another example is the array of technologies often referred to collectively as geoengineering that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injections, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. Now, this was updated on the 29th of June, 2016. This was at, I think, the Bilderberg meeting, or yeah, it's the Bilderberg meeting or the Trilateral Commission. I'll double check on that here in just a moment. Here is the patent number. If you want to read about a patent on stratospheric seeding for reduction of global warming. Here it is, the USPTO.gov patent full text and image database. Inventors David B. from Tustin, California, and Chihu E. Fu from Los Alamitos, California. Now, its assignee is the Hughes Aircraft Company. Because they love us. They love us. A method of reducing atmospheric warming due to the greenhouse effect resulting from a layer of gases in the atmosphere which absorbs strongly near infrared wavelength radiation. Comprising the step of dispersing tiny particles of material within the gaseous layer, the particle material characterized by wavelength-dependent emissivity or reflectivity. In that said, material has high emissivities, never heard that word before, with respect to radiation in the visible and far infrared wavelength spectra and low emissivity in the near infrared wavelength spectrum, whereby said tiny particles provide a means for converting infrared heat energy into far infrared radiation, which is radiated into space. The method of Claim 1, wherein said material comprises aluminum oxide, thorium oxide. Gotta have that thorium in there. Woo! I love that thorium. Make me a thorium milkshake, will you, Grandma? Grandma! I want my thorium milkshake. Come on. Add some aluminum in there. Dang it. You missed out on the fluoride last time, Grandma. Where's my sandwich? The method of Claim 1, wherein the number of said dispersed particles per unit area and the particle layer is greater than or equal to 1 sigma del alpha pi omega beta sub-abs, where 1 is the thickness of the particle layer and sigma sub alpha data beta theta sub-abs is the absorption coefficient. Wow, I just got MK Ultra there like twice. That was weird. Knack, knack, knack. Coefficient of the particles at the far infrared wavelengths. Now, I went to metabunk.org because, they debunk everything. Well, the patent chemical given to Hughes, U.S. Patent 5003186, Google it and look at the actual patent, blah, blah, blah. Now, the way that this works is there's no need for aerosols because it's straight dispersal from the exhaust. The purpose of this substance is to reflect infrared spectrum heating from the sun into space, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I would like to hear any input on whether there is a HAARP connection in respect to weather modification because of the strange radar images. Let's go to HAARP for a minute. Actually, it's funny. I told you the story before about when I went to Anchorage in 2013. I worked out there for a month. And before I went out there, I was on a conspiracy forum on a voice chat section, ranting and raving like I normally did back then. And like I said, guys, even if I'm not doing it here, I'm doing it somewhere else. When I went moonlighted last weekend, I was literally unplugging people the entire time or leading people to water and watching them turn away and go into a drought into the desert where they'll probably shrivel away into the never land of nothingness. Anyway, so, and I said, I'm going to go check Alaska. And my phone got all weird after that. Like, literally, people would call me, coworkers would call me, it would ring, someone would pick up, and I would never get a phone call. And there was all sorts of weird clicking sounds, and the phone would just, the energy would drain extremely fast, even on airplane mode, like it did when I went up to New Mexico and Colorado. Yet, I'm digressing. So, I get out there, and literally, these homeless people followed us around. It was pretty wild. This one day, we just went out to explore outside of Anchorage, and I was with my coworkers, and we went to this park that had a whole bunch of cameras because there was a whole lot of salmon coming in, and it was salmon season because we were out there in it was June or July, and I think it was June, and I'm having a chemtrail moment from all the aluminum. I'm pretty sure it was June. So, make a long story short, we're out there, and the park's all gated off. We're inside the park, and talking to my coworkers, there's all these cameras on all these salmon, and outside of the park, there's these two, looks like homeless people, because they're sitting on the side of the road, and there's no car around them. and they were dressed up as bums. And my coworker made a joke about how they should go into the park and grab the salmon because there's a whole bunch of salmon in there. I said, no, that's a bad idea because you can see all these cameras. And then my coworker said, well, yeah, they probably won't care. Well, we get in the car, we drive on another, 30, 45 minutes, stop at a convenience store, and my coworker, which wasn't even a conspiracy theorist at the time, goes, hey, weren't those the guys that were at the park that we thought were homeless? So the guys that were at the park that looked homeless end up showing up at the gas station 45 minutes later. Well, how did that happen? Just bizarre. So, yes, it's all just a conspiracy. And anyway, so HAARP, could there be a connection with let's get into what it actually is. So the HAARP project directs a 3.6 megawatt signal in the 2.8 to 10 megahertz region of the high frequency band into the ionosphere. Yeah, that's got to be so good for the atmosphere. No wonder the atmosphere is messed up. No wonder they're spraying all the time because they probably blew up the atmosphere. That's probably why they closed the damn thing down in 2013, or so they said they did. It's supposedly now a part of the University of Alaska program and waiting for a new contractor. It originally was started with DARPA, the military, and maybe they blew up the ozone and they're like, oh shit, we better shut this down and give it to the University of Alaska so we can just wash our hands of it. And we'll just spray the skies now to protect the people with aluminum. Yeah, that's a great idea. Well, what I want to know is what kind of experiments, and if this is, 3.6 megawatts, or if it was a lot more than that, is it still going on? And what kind of interaction does this have with these aluminum particles and thorium particles or whatever else it is that they're spraying out there, barium salts and all sorts of other stuff? What kind of impact does this have on those elements? And droughts, earthquakes, flooding, blizzards. Remember a couple years ago when all the snow fell, it was like tasted and smelt like snow. People burnt it and it burnt like plastic. And then people tried to make up some excuse. Oh, if you light snow on fire, it's going to smell like plastic and burn because that's what it normally does. Yeah, that's normal, folks. Just go back to bed and suck down your diet soda. Oh, and by the way, my 600 pounds life on. Let's go watch and feel good about ourselves while these guys are trying to get a moment of attention and eat down their Twinkies. That's one thing about Twinkies, though, is they will outlast a nuclear war. Matter of fact, Twinkies would probably taste better after some radioactive isotopes get lodged in there, probably just enhance the flavoring. I divagate. HAARP, Alaska, Trump on a airplane. I mean, somebody that looks just like Trump on an airplane that looks just like a retrofitted chemtrail plane. Stratospheric aerosol injections. Now, also, folks, if you haven't been to leakproject.com yet, make sure to check it out. Leakproject.com is an awesome website. I have put a lot of time, money, and effort into making it as beautiful and efficient as possible. And if you become a premium member on leakproject.com, your contributions greatly help support the program. And with the way things are going right now with other avenues, the more contributions we can get, the better. So also, if you can't afford a $50 membership or a $10 a month membership, you can get most of the shows for free on youtube.com/clandestine timelord. And watching the videos definitely helps support us as well. Please share the videos on Facebook, Twitter, any social media platform. That also helps Leak Project grow. Question everything, folks, and also our sponsors, getthetea.com, some of the best supplements on the market. I've been taking this stuff called colostrum for a while, and it is amazing. I have a lot more energy, and my food has been digesting better than I've noticed. Be the change you want to see. Have a beautiful day. And watch out for those dang chemtrails, man. Conspiracy theorists do a lot. And they just look so beautiful, don't they? Anyway, I am deviating from the discussion of chemtrails, and they don't exist, right? I forgot. They're not real. This picture right here, this is just a conspiracy. This is all highly concentrated swamp gas from Uranus. Hey, everybody, this is Rex Bear with Leak Project. You see this picture to the corner here? I'm just going to make it big here for a second. Who's that guy? Doesn't that look a lot like Donald Trump? And doesn't that look a lot like an airplane with a whole bunch of tanks inside of it where the seating used to be? Looks like they pulled a bunch of seats out and put a bunch of tanks in there. Totally natural. It's completely natural and normal. And it's days like these that you just say, I sure do miss these guys because they loved us so much. I mean, didn't they? Don't they look just amazing? I think they're getting ready to go dancing and have a cup of tea. Well, I know people that miss these two. These are all androids, though. None of them are real. These are all stunt doubles. These are robots, and they do what they are told. And this picture right here, this is totally normal, okay? These aren't chemtrails, you guys. You're a conspiracy theorist if you think these are chemtrails. I mean, yes, I know it looks like they're dissipating and blocking the sun, but, you know, it's all normal in there for stratosphere aerosol injections. Now, I'm not saying it's a plane that's spraying stratosphere aerosol injections. I'm not saying that's Donald Trump in there. I'm saying it looks a lot like Donald Trump, and it looks a lot like a stratosphere aerosol injection fitted plane, in my opinion. So what do you guys think about that? Here's another picture.